Recover the diff pin. Attempt number 2. Oh! There we go. A little bit more. Oh yeah, look how wore that is. See that? You gotta show them the peanuts.
Yeah.
Peanuts. Somebody made it. Guess we could have laid it on a mat, couldn't we? Cameraman's or camera woman is nodding her head. Yes.
I also don't have the camera.
This also needs to exit the building. The C-clamp is stuck. It would be nice if it got out anyway, because I don't really want to get billed for that. There it goes. Got it. A little bit of brute force.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I don't know how transmissions work. I wanted to see if I could see it move, but it needs fluid to be in gear. But the diff pin's in here if you shoot in there. So you can get a good look down that hole. Keep going. See that, guys? The diff pin's in there still. Okay, so we decided after putting all the accessories on here and running the belt, I think we're just going to run that and hope it doesn't shake the motor too bad, or if the dampener takes out that shake, hopefully. Anyway, we'll see how that goes. We're just going to ignore it for now. I pretend I didn't see that.
Here, this tire won't work good. I'm just gonna hold it right here on the tog so I can roll it. So go ahead. What you gonna do?
Adjust it up one more time to 70.
You got it. But this works good. This little dog right here holds it. That's one that holds your bell hose in place. Got enough light, make it to the right torque.
Yep, 70. Alright. Alright, those are loctated and on. Yeah. Alright, so, I think we made a slight error, just a slight one, but I forgot when you're bolting a 99 or newer style torque converter to a 97 flex plate, one of these holes needs to be notched out. Anyway, we didn't do that, and so here, let me, if I can get it back to wherever he went. He's up there somewhere, but one of the holes doesn't quite line up. I think we're just gonna send it with 3. So we hand tighten these on here for now, but we're gonna take them back out. We're gonna clean them up, apply some Loctite to them, and we're just gonna torque the 3 down, and it should be fine for our intents and purposes. So there we go. But yeah, we got it up in the air. Be able to get in here with a wrench. Just torque, you know, put a bunch of blue Loctite on that guy. Call it a day.
Water turned out pretty good.
Don't know if that's a good thing or not.
There you go.
Alright. Oh, you went too far.
Huh?
Too far. There you go. Good. I'm gonna call that good. Hopefully it don't fall apart. There. Alright, slap that bad boy in there. There. And then I believe these bolts install this way. Or are these the right bolts? No, because that was the wrong fucking hole, and it goes in this way, by the way. There we go.
Then you got this one too. Now get a good look at your plug-in so you know where you're putting the wires in.
We're good.
Alright, you good? And then tomorrow sounds like we can probably drop this in, huh?
See how ambitious I am.
Tomorrow?
Tonight. Nah, fuck it, tomorrow. I don't know, we'll see.
I can help you get it in there right now if you want.
I gotta get the motor mount set up.
Oh yeah.
See how long that takes me.
And you gotta clear off this table. Da 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 da.
Oh, hey, look at that. It's together once again. Well, first time these two have seen each other, I guess.
Hopefully they make a mate.
We'll find out.
Find out. Yeah, just don't forget oil and all that and everything.
Yeah, it'd be funny to not put oil in it. Blow the fucker up. Oh, God. That'd be fine. Look at that, guys. Starters in, hopefully. Oh, pretty sure that works. But you never know, I guess. Oh, I suppose I could put the dipstick. Can you guys see that up there? I don't know if you can, but we're gonna put the little dipstick guy on here. I still have the nut. Actually, it's kind of in the way. That's where he's supposed to go, right there. And I think he's supposed to go behind that whole stud, and then that's for the ground cables. So I think we got to set this down and put these back here because I had it in the wrong spot anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna drop it down and move that. Well, I was digging through all the bolts trying to figure out my life here for getting that motor situated and ready to go. And I found this sticker. We bought this, me and my girlfriend, when we were up in North Dakota getting this van. So I figure might as well mark its heritage as a North Dakota vehicle with a North Dakota sticker, because that's where she came from. So boom, got that bad boy slapped on there. Alright, so this is the rear motor mount here, and it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit because they drilled this hole too close to that bracket, or welded the bracket too close. But that's an anchor mount that you get in Rock Auto. This is a power torque mount that I just so happen to have on the shelf because I ordered it for string bean and never put it in. As you can see, they got the bolt in the right spot, and I'm pretty sure it's the bolt that's mounted or welded wrong, because that bracket lines up with that hole. It lines up with this hole. They drilled that bolt wrong. Anyway, we're going to put this power torque mount on instead because it's going to fit. Hopefully. Ideally. I bought this a long time ago, 5 years ago or so, and it lines up perfectly. that other one doesn't line up for crap. So that's going back in the box on the shelf where I'll deal with it another year. So we'll bolt that guy up real quick, and we got the rear mount on. Old trans mount, new trans mount. Old trans mount, new trans mount, not like old trans mount. This is what they spec on Rock Auto when you order them. So that's what I ordered. I think this is supposed to be for the trans cable on the newer transmissions. We still have the older style trans mount. This mount's good. There's nothing wrong with it. We're going to run that mount. That mount's perfect. And it's an OEM mount too. Yeah, we'll run that one. So it's funny is I got 2 of these in a box now. Because when I ordered all the mounts for string bean, and then I only put the 2 engine mounts in, and not the trans mounts. So I had one in a box, and then I ordered all the mounts for this one. And now I'm going to have another one of these in a box. So yeah, we're going to bolt that one back up. And the problem is, I bet you that one would work too. But see these standoffs? The bolts are smaller, so I don't have big enough bolts for it, I don't think. But whatever, it is what it is. This mount's fine. There's nothing wrong with that mount. It's possible it's been replaced already even, you know what I mean? With an OEM one, which would be good, but we'll put that on. Well, I think I got a few little things to button up in the morning, like the brackets and stuff on the rear and the, what do you want to call it, the flex plate inspection cover. But I got to clean those and scrub those. We'll do that in the morning. But I think we're about ready to put it in. I got the trans mount in. That was the OEM one. That's good. Got this new one that ended up being the Power Torque one because the Anchor one was junk. So I'm worried about the Heather 2 mounts. So we'll see how that goes. But, you know, got all the exhaust stuff on. Everything's bolted in. Trans is all bolted up. Then in here, parts are starting to disappear. So this is, you know, those are accessory, you know, AC and alternator. Then I get a bunch of wires in the belt. And then up here, we got pretty much nothing left because I got all pulled out. You know, we got this. There's the old crank bolt. 2 bolts for this thing. Apparently, I must have forgot I had one of these because I've got this one. And then I've got one down there. And then I've got one in the garage. I know at some point one of these didn't fit because it's for that one. But I must have taken that for I don't have one at all because I've got 1. I've got 2. I've got 3. And I've probably got another one lying around. So I guess I've got plenty of those covers for everything. Yeah, I don't know how that occurred. Yeah, and then I got miscellaneous gaskets and the O-rings and stuff because they need to go on right there. So we're looking good. Tomorrow morning I'll have all those brackets cleaned up, bolted on what I can, and then we're going to get it raised up, get that board put here, and we'll shift that over here and roll it in, and slide that bad boy in here. And then hopefully bolt it up here, and then on that mount, and then just go to town. Alright, well, it's next morning. It's pretty nice out, actually. A little less windy than yesterday. But here's a good look over everything, now that it's, you know, bright and daytime out. Yeah, I added some of these hoses and stuff that need to go on anyway, just to clear out some boxes. And I also took time, I got all these brackets and stuff cleaned up. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's definitely better than it was. So, got all that stuff cleaned up, got to put it on, got that new motor mount bolted up to that bracket. So, I think we're going to end up having new motor mount here, up here, and in the front. And we're reusing the driver's side trans mount right there. So, but really, the only motor mount that was bad or showed any signs of wear was this front one. It was completely blown. The rest of them were fine. So I will hang on to them just in case. But otherwise, I just got to put these brackets on real quick and kind of figure out what I got left for spare bolts here. Don't need that one, obviously. We've talked about why we don't need him. And just see what I got left here and go from there. And I think it's ready to hoist up and go in there. Okay, so I think we've solved most of the mystery. These, I think, are extra. This because obviously we're not putting a 4th bolt torque converter. And I think this is off of the motor rear trans mount that came with this trans, because we've got 2 transmissions worth of bolts, so that's probably doesn't exist. Haven't figured that one out yet. I don't even know if this is for... I mean, it's for something, probably. Yeah, I don't think this is for anything, because it's one of those spinning nuts. See that? This is probably the alternator. That was in there, so we're not worried about that one. I haven't figured this one out yet. These look like exhaust, like manifold, like heat shield bolts. Same with this, really. They're super rusty, so these came from a similar spot. This is kind of rusty too. These are mystery bolts that were in here. These are probably air conditioning bracket or something. That's a mystery one right there. But otherwise, we do have all of the bolts accounted for all the mounts. These 3, there were 3 of these. They're for the passenger side mount. We've got this bolt and this bolt for that, plus obviously the one that's in the bell housing. And if we go around here, I've got these 2 started here. These are like, this is for that heat shielding, like that spare one right there. And then we got this bracket bolted in, got this bolted in, got this all bolted up. So everything that we needed to do is all bolted on. So I think it's time to put that in, or get staged. So I'll put you on the stand for this, and you get to watch me struggle while I do this. And might have to call him back up, but we're gonna try to get it in there. So we'll see what we can do here. It's getting a little soft. Getting close to, it's 40 something now, so I don't know if it's getting close to 50 or not yet. All right. Well, it's ready. It's ready to go in. Please run. Please drive. I don't. Oh boy. Side quest. Mostly because I'm procrastinating, but wanted to get that full-size spare out of my way. And now that we can open the hatch, I can get in here to let that down. And it came down nicely. Look at this half-size factory spare. I think it's flat, but look at this. Re-graveling the driveway. That is full of dirt and gravel and rock. Anyway, we'll get this out, get that new full-size, new in quotes, mounted up there. At least it holds air. I'm sure this one's never been re-aired up ever. It's the factory spare. So that one over there is old enough. It's got the same Goodyear emblem on it. But anyway, yeah, I just wanted to give you a view of that guy real quick. All right. There's a new spare up there, and I'll tighten down. Yeah, I'm gonna call him back up. I got it hanging over here. I got it ready positioned. It'll drop right in. It should anyway. Had to get the hood out of the way. Somehow I didn't scuff it when I rolled it up, because the motor hoist went right over the top of it, just barely, somehow. But it doesn't matter. It's getting repainted again anyway. But because I need to be able to lower it like very minutely, while at the same time aiming this in. It's not possible. It's not without the risk of hitting something I don't want to hit. But wire harnesses should be clear, because what happened last time is I think they got hooked on this guy, so that shouldn't happen this time. But yeah, it's ready to roll in. While we're waiting for my backup to arrive, I gotta put the new radiator in and assemble this whole assembly. That's what I just said. We're gonna put this whole thing together with the new rad. So I'll work on that right now. feels like it might be starting.
Fuck. Sorry. It's fine, we'll be able to pull it out. Might have to pull the tube, but... Baby red hot. Okay. Keep going. Get a little hotter, get down in there, and it should be like pull it right out. Unhanded the start so it's quicker than laying it down. Take it.
Let it harden up.
Yeah, just let it get down in there. Cool off. Hopefully it'll pull that right out. Still too hot. Come on. Oh,
You had it.
I know. There.
Gotta melt the whole thing.
Yeah, it's alright. Once you get down in there. But now I gotta let it cool down. Come on. Come on. Nice! I'm sorry for breaking it, but I got it out.
I'll give it to you.
Alright, you want to keep this so it gets the right length.
Alright, we're gonna hook this power steering fill up real quick because I got room to get in it before we drop this motor mount onto that bolt right there. And this has already started, so we're getting close to getting it in there. Okay, guys. Oh, we got it in. Motor mounts are all still loose. I gotta get this one up in there, and then we'll kind of snug everything up. But the actual, this is tight down here. This is tight here. That one is tight to the vehicle. Just got the center through one to do, which is what you want to do. But yeah, I got a motor sitting in here now. I click this guy back down on here for the evap, and then I got the fuel rail line clicked on. This one, trying to figure out hoses here. Where is, oh, it's this one right here. This hose goes right here. Get a hose clamp on that guy. And then we got the long one that goes across. looking good. I'll get this bracket in next. Alright, got all the motor mounts all tightened up. All 4 of them. So we're in. I got the wires kind of run here. Gotta finish getting the harness done up here on this side. Somebody's having fun over there. But yeah, got the cover for that motor mount on there too and everything. Oh, we're getting pretty close here, starting to. Yeah, I think I'm gonna finish plumbing this electrical here. Finish plumbing all the electrical anyway. And then I gotta get this coolant line up here. That way we can bracket everything down up here. Shift linkage and stuff. Then once that's all done over here, we'll get those coolant lines, that other coolant line hooked up. Then we'll drop this battery tray in. We'll be able to finish up over here. And then from there, I think it's getting the accessories up, you know, the AC, the alternator, getting the belt on. Then we'll probably drop the intake in before the radiator. That way I can lean over here and do all the work I need. Get the intake in bolted down. Throw the cowling on, drop the rad in. And I think that's it. Oh, and while we're in here, we gotta put all the AC seals on and all that stuff. I already did those, I think, right? Remember I had that off? Thought so. Maybe. We're gonna leave that, pretend we did it. If we did, we can come back and do that later. That's no big deal. Yeah, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. Alright, yeah, put you back on stand, get back to work. So what I've just realized, my blunder, I left the shift linkage bracket on the old transmission, and apparently I didn't take it with the new one. So we're screwed, right? Wrong. Remember how I was talking about this new trans mount and then putting the old one in? So the newer style mounts actually have the shift linkage bracket built into it. I didn't originally do it because I thought maybe these standoffs were too much for the one bolt, but I think it'll actually work. Problem is I got to take the trans mount back out, which isn't too bad right now. We're not in a bad spot. I just got to put a support under it and then unbolt the whole assembly there. And we should be able to swap them out, and then we're saved here with the newer style bracket. So then we'll have all new motor mounts, I guess, technically. But otherwise, I clipped the zip ties off of here, finished routing this properly behind that coolant line into that bracket, zip tied into here, and then it's over here where we can put the computer and everything in now. Plug that all in. I got the working on these vacuum lines here. I gotta run these in through here, I think. Yep, just like that. And bam, hook that up, and then that's done. And we got all this stuff over here, but yeah, we gotta swap these in real quick. So that's unfortunate, but whatever, it works out. we go. New mounts in, the linkage is hooked up. Should work, in theory. We flipped the keys already on. Oh, I think so. Yep, look at that, totally forward. So, it's working. There we go. Got that axle in. You get way more clearance if you just take the brakes out. So just so you know, it's 210 mils, and by the way, those slide pins look really good. Here they are. I mean, we'll grease them up when we do the brakes here in a bit, but they look good for now. Actually, you know, I might just add some grease to it because the pads look fine, and they're nice pads too, slotted. And the rotors look good. I'll just grease these up before I throw them back in quick, but we got the axle locked in, so there we go. Now I got the other side to do as well. Then we can put fluid in the thing. All right, so we got the driver's side all done. I got the axle nut torqued down. So we're looking good over there, but working on the passenger side here, and I've made a discovery. So we got our wheel bearing here. We got the axle out, got the brakes out of the way. Bruh. That wheel bearing's about to fall out. Yeah, that's a problem. I'm gonna actually, like, jack up the other side again and, like, look at it closer. But I would have noticed this on the other side, but, yeah, that's a problem. And right now I got the axle out to do it. Oh my God. That's really bad. What the hell? Yeah, anyway, if you notice here, we've got all 4 bolts are accessible. So I better crack those off real quick. And we'll do a wheel bearing, I guess. I gotta jack up that other side. I gotta look at the other side again. That's, I would have noticed, though. I should be able to tell. Like, I won't even have to take tire off. But I should be able to tell. I think it's fine. I think this side's fine. I'll jack it up and I'll just double check, but I think that's fine. I haven't seen a wheel bearing that bad in a while. Usually, I don't let mine go that bad, because I usually hear them howl and call it a day, but wow! That's something else right there. Oh. Yeah. She's mint, guys. Yeah, I got all the bolts out, so I went to give it a tug to, maybe hope that would just come off without having to hit it. And yeah, the whole hub fell out. So, yep. Yeah, I'm gonna... What's funny is it don't look that bad. It almost just looks like, that this piece that's supposed to be pressed in right here, kind of pressed out. That's what it looked like anyway. So I wonder if you press that back in, if it would be fine. You know? I mean, we're not gonna do that, but it looks fine. They look all greased up, so that's kind of weird. Like, it's like it pressed out. Got her on the run now. I got it starting to spin this way, as you can see where I've been whacking on it, so it's coming. I'm gonna win. I just thought of a really good idea, and if somebody else thought of this, I apologize, but I've got this knocked off center right. Unfortunately, I kind of marred over that hole, but why don't I just use the bolts, because they thread here, to push and pull it out? And I think it's gonna work. See that little gap I got there? I think it's gonna work, so I'm just gonna go back and forth on all 3 here. We'll see if we can pop it out now that we got it kind of spinning and oiled up. Cross my fingers anyway. I think this will work. Yeah, it's working. Look at that gap. We're winning. So we're gonna have that off, which is great news. Well, we're out. Did do some superficial damage here. See it pressed into the hub. So I'll have to file that down, just make sure it's flush, and then shouldn't have any problems. So that's a downside, but look how rusty and rotten it was in there. That's gonna have to get sanded down too before the new one goes in. But, well, there we go. Hub's out. Now I'm gonna jack up the other side and do a shakedown and just see how that one feels. I'm crossing my fingers it's fine, but we'll see. Well, I did get the other axle locked in. Good news is we have park again. It will not spin with that other tire on the ground, and it will spin when it's in the air. Also, that wheel bearing on the passenger side or driver's side is fine. I don't feel any play in the wheel when I head it up in the air. So we're just gonna get this one tomorrow, and then we'll put it in, and then we'll torque the axle down. So I have to shift my focus here on what we're gonna do. Start kind of cleaning up my mess here, but what I think I'll do is double check under here. I guess I could do the exhaust and the power steering. Those are important. I need those done before we do anything else. Is the exhaust and the power steering, but it's a little dark. I think I'm gonna call it for the night, guys. That's gonna wrap us up right there with that wheel bearing. So I'm just gonna clean up and call it a night. No, I'll put the computer in, and then I will call it a night. That way this plug is protected. Well, we got a wheel bearing. We're not going to start here, though. We're going to do the power steering and stuff while it's really warm and light out. It's like 65, 66 degrees today, something like that. So we're going to do the power steering lines, going to do the exhaust while it's bright out right now, and I got the time, and it's warm. We can do this when it's dark. I know how to do this and be able to see it. But we should be able to get to that, too. But let's wrap a few things up here, and then we'll get that in. All right, we got the 2 power steering lines on. As you can see right there. When you're doing that, make sure you do the pressure line first, because the pressure line, despite being on whatever side it is down there, it has to loop around the outlet for the return. I know that because I had to undo the return to put the pressure line on. And also you gotta have 2 hands to do the return, because the tube that connects the hose to the pump, the surface it's connected to is brittle and wants to bend the back of the pump. So to keep that from snapping off, you gotta have 2 hands. So anyways, a little bit of a pain, but it's in there, it's clamped in. And then I shouldn't have put the cap on here even. I was trying to be proactive and not lose it, but I filled it. It took, what, 3/4 of a quart. And I'm sure I'll let it kind of bubble out. It bubbled for quite a bit there, and then it quit. But I don't see any leaks. It's full. That's the first fluids we put back into it. Technically the brakes are still full, but that's only because we have never hit the pedal that would blow it all out the back back line that's broken. So cool. And then I also plugged in the block heater, which I gotta tie up that cable still. It's just kind of there, but I got it plugged in. What else was it that we had to do down there? The exhaust. That is next on the list right there. So I'm gonna fight with that for a little while. And then that's the last of what we have to do underneath the vehicle, I think. Hopefully. Well, I got the manifold up. So in my case, 3 of the 4 had those cool nuts with the stopper on them. I'm trying to get you a view at one. Right there, you can kind of see it's got a stopper, so it hits against the manifold, so you can start it up here. Or in my case, I started it from down below. It was easier to get my hands up there. And then you can just go at it with a socket or ratchet and everything from just turning the nut or from turning the bolt, except for one didn't have that. And so what I did is I picked the 3 hardest spots to get at, put the self-stopping nuts on it, and then I took this one right here and then I put this 13mm wrench in here. It's all 13mm hardware, by the way, and I do recommend using 6-point. Unlike what I did, I was able to get away with it just because of how nice my hardware is. And then I got it wedged right there, so it allowed me to tighten it from down below as well. But they're all in there, so I don't have to go underneath it anymore, which is nice. That's hard on my neck. But yeah, moving forward now, I could either do the axle, which I might just do the bearing and axle, be done with that. And then Battery tray is a good next step. Get the battery tray all in there. And then make sure all my wires are tightened up. And then AC, alternator, intake, cowling. And we're going. I've said that like 4 times. So I'm just going to put you on the stand now and get to work. Dad noticed something walking by here. The trans was dripping pretty bad out of the pan. So I put the fluid in and I didn't see anything initially. But turns out we're leaking around that pan gasket I put on, which is kind of unfortunate. So I snugged every bolt up and I got the leak to slow down to about a drip every 3 seconds. So that's serviceable. I guess instead of using my beautiful drain plug that I've also realized is on the wrong side of the pan. Who did that? That's how are you supposed to drain the fluid out when it's like that? Whatever. I'm gonna drop the pan because I gotta change the fluid to after I run it and get the stuff out of the torque converter. We'll just address it then. That's fun. Anyway, back to work here. motor stand's coming into use. You might have saw that or might not have seen that struggle, but somebody was getting too ahead of themselves and slapped the intake on before putting the plug wires. I'm sure one of you guys was screaming, put the plug wires on, put the plug wires on. Yeah, I forgot. At least I didn't get much further than that. That would have been fun to have it all put in, and I put the spark, the coil pack on, and then realized I just had to undo the 2 center bolts and kind of precariously pull it out of the way. Anyway, yeah. So the plug wires are routed anyway. They're in. I got that harness bolted or screwed into the back of the intake while I was back there again. I got one bolt started on the EGR. I got to tighten the intake down so it's at the right angle to get the other bolt started. Otherwise, I got all the vacuum lines, and I got to repair this one. This was broke when we before we got here. So this one breaks pretty often. That's broke on, I think, 98 string bean. I don't know if it's broke on green bean or not, but anyway, that one's a common one to break. So you just put a soft line and connect the two back together. Otherwise get the EGR on there quick. Get the intake bolted in tight, and then put the coil pack on, and then coolant overflow. I actually can't put the coolant overflow on until I have the rad support in, so I think it's time to put the rad in, actually. So how about that? Back on the stand you go. We got light now. That's what I wanted to get up so I could work. I also got you plugged in because you're getting low. So, all right. Many curse words were just had trying to get that bolt in. That bracket's got to be tweaked forward or something. I got all these bolts out of it again. I got it started. That sucks. I hate that bolt. It's got to be tweaked like this. I can move it back and forth, but the whole bar's got to be like because it's got to go like up and over. Anyway, it's lined up, so we're gonna snug that in. Then we'll snug these down, which it'll take its shape as it needs. But that bolt sucks. I was getting to the point where I was just gonna say, no, I don't need it today. But we got it. Oh my god. I don't know what it is here, but that intake did not want to line up with anything at all. We fought that in one, and then I was fighting the EGR in one. And then I made a mistake, and I had the PCV on the hose going this way to the rear valve cover wrong. And so imagine putting and I had the smaller end in that hose, because obviously it was that, right? No, it was the bigger end of the PCV goes into this hose here. And imagine trying to fight that on a fresh piece of rubber that is shrunk, I had a vice grip in here holding the hose, so you can see by the vice grip marks there. And then pulling on it this way while I pushed in, I about lost it. That I beyond frustrated with that, but we got it, so we win. And then I just had to shut up and work so I could cool off here. So I got the coil pack. I don't know why I keep having trouble with that word lately. I got the coil pack in, got all the wires lined up and run proper. Then I got the upper alternator bracket in, got that all tightened down. So really, I think that's, as far as the engine goes, that is it. It's done. Oh, I even repaired this vacuum line while I was in here. That's it. The engine's done. Transmission's done. All we got left to do is the cooling system up front here and the AC stuff. And then once that's in, we can put the air box in, and then the washer and overflow, and that's it. Oil's full. Power steering's good. Brakes got a blown line. That's just is what it is. That's a tomorrow problem or whenever. Trans is got fluid in it. I can see it on the dipstick. I think it's probably a quart low. But here's how much we've dripped in the last couple hours. It's significant, but it's like I can live with that. I can drive it long enough. Like I said, I'm gonna, once I run it and make sure it works, I want to change the fluid, because there's like 5 or 6 quarts of junkyard transmission fluid in that torque converter, the van this came out of. So I want to run it, make sure it works, and then change it again. So we'll drop the pan, fix whatever leak is going on here with a bad gasket, and then go from there. So, all right, I'm gonna put you on the stand. I'll let you watch me put this radiator in, and then we'll hook it up. We gotta hook the upper and lower rad hoses, the AC lines, and then the transmission lines, which I have some brand new ones to put in. So I should probably pop that thing out of there while I have the room, because I got a loop there just so it was protected. And then we got to put the upper rad support, bolt the hood hinge in. Yeah, you know, go from there. New hoses are in for the trans cooler. So the left one here towards the engine goes on top. It's got the longer one, and then the driver's side is the bottom one. Air intake is all on. If my flashlight would come back to me. So intake's all on, that's tightened down. The clamp's down here. It's got a new air filter on it. It's bolted in here. Lower one's bolted up there. The only thing left are the washer and coolant reservoirs right here. And whatever extra bolts I got left over. But yeah, that's it. And then I gotta mix up some coolant. And then I'll fill up the rad. And then we'll fire it up. And pending we don't see any catastrophic leaking from anywhere, we'll let it run. And if it runs good, get up to temp. And we'll bleed the cooling system. And then we don't have brakes as far as I'm aware. Might have a little bit of a front, but it's going to dump the fluid out the back. I like to try pop it into gear and just see if it'll go into gear. And then I think that's, if it goes into gear, that's good news. Then I will probably tomorrow do the brake line, try to get functioning brakes so I can test drive it properly. But there's a lot of ifs there. So back to work. We're final stretch. We're almost there. All right, so reservoir's in, washer fluid's kind of just sitting there. It bolts in from out here, but it's in. I wanted to make sure I didn't have to have one in before the other, but it's in. What we're gonna do, since there's literally nothing in the system, we're gonna dump a full gallon of that and a full gallon of that, and we'll see where that gets us, because I don't have a jug to mix with. And once we empty that, then I have a jug to mix with. So that's what we're gonna do. It'll take all of that. It should take 2 gallons, no problem. And then I'll go get a battery. Hopefully find one that's not dead so we don't have to hook the junk pack to it. Before we forget, let's make sure we're in park. In park. Make sure the key is off. Key is off. Grab my flashlight here. Oh, there's such a mess I gotta clean up. I don't see any other parts. That's a spare coil. That's the original coil. I have a different coil on it, so we have that as a backup. None of that stuff is necessary. Don't have the hood on it, so hood latch not needed, or hood prop. Shut this. All right, I'm gonna start filling coolant, and I'll bring you back when we're ready to roll. Took both those gallons and it's still thirsty, like I said, so I'm gonna mix some up here, go find a battery, come on out, and we're ready to roll. All right, here's the big moment. Got some coolant mixed up. Got a battery here. I don't know if it's live or not. Gonna find out. Oh, please. Please run. Please run good. Alright, battery's hooked up. I don't know if it's good. You're just in time. Alright. And I got a board under here, so if any of the fluids, we'll see anything that's dripping. Ready? Probably prime the fuel system. Come on. Well, it's running. Oil light just went out.
Alright, just oil.
No, it just went out, so we're good.
What?
The oil light just went off, so we got pressure. Well, it's running. Kind of sounded like it had low compression on one cylinder. Did you hear that when it was cranking?
I think it's just trying to get gas.
Well, it's also been sitting for 5 years, so listen to that, it's running. Little noisy, but nothing terrible. Sounds like valve train, if anything, but it'll probably quiet up. It hasn't run in 5 years. Oh, you can see the wobble on that crank pulley, though. Is what it is. It's vibrating pretty bad, but it's not, I've seen worse. It's not chirping the belt. But it's wobbling. You can see it. As long as you don't throw the belt. That's not that bad. I figured it'd be worse. It's not that bad. But the belt looks fine. I don't think it's going to fall off anything.
You don't know at higher speeds.
Yeah. Well, if it was really bad, it'd be squeaking the belt. We leaking anything? No, not really.
Better off, try it again.
Yeah, see if it starts back up. It's running. Better than it ever was. You know what? I need to try to get this tactic come to life. Please? There it goes. I got the cluster to come alive. All right. Oh, that sounds way better. Shit, that sounded better when it started. Definitely had compression then.
Now try reverse.
I haven't put it in gear yet, and I don't really got much brake, so. Slow on fluid, I can tell. Let's check the trans fluid. Doesn't want to go into gear yet.
A little smoke coming out.
It's just boiling off everything right here.
Got fluid in it and shit?
Yeah, I got some. It sucked a bunch in though. Here, you want to hold this light?
Yeah, your feet are cold.
Let me put this guy up here. Yeah, I'm gonna check the trans fluid quick.
I've dumped some fluid in here.
Yeah, well, I dumped over 2 gallons in it. It's got fluid. Looks like it drank everything off the stick. Can you hear it? You hear it sucking? Yeah, it needs a lot. I'm gonna grab those corks. Doesn't sound too bad. Yeah, let's get as much as you can get in it. At least a quart of trans fluid here. While it runs. Well, added a quart. Let's see if it'll go to gear now. Here, watch out.
Hey, now,
Got gears. Can move.
well, that's a new torque converter too. So.
No, it's not new. It's the one that came with the trans. This trans got 173,000. The vehicle's got 167, so it's a higher mile trans. Some mixing fluid up, hard to tell.
Yeah, but it's not warm on it.
No. But it went into gear. Let me see what temp looks like. We're coming off cold. Is it low still? Oh, it's full. I'd leave it till the water pump opens because it's going to suck a bunch more in. But I've done that before.
Motor's getting quieter too.
Yeah, well, it hasn't run in 5 years. I see foaminess, but it's got fluid in it. So that's just it trying to bubble fluid on it. Hard to say. I don't think it's overfull. Oh, there it goes. It just sucked a bunch in. Now it's low.
Huh?
It just sucked a bunch in. Bubbling out air. Yeah, see, that's a quart low again.
Oh.
I'm gonna drink all this
I'm gonna go put on the slippers quick.
Okay. Oh, it's getting quiet, guys. Motor's quieting up nice. Seems to be. Okay. Gonna put it in gear again. We got a transmission, guys. So, listen to it purr. It's running, burning off a bunch of oil and stuff, but it sounds pretty good. You can hear the trans sucking still. It's probably a little low. Here, can I see this flashlight? How's that looking?
Same.
I mean, it is what it is. I want to make sure we're not leaking fuel or anything.
What's this?
That's for the washer fluid, or the washer, like the, what do you want to call it? Assembly? It's a drain. Okay. It doesn't look like we're leaking. It's just oil and spray. I hear something like a vacuum leak. Almost, kind of. No, you know what I hear? I hear that PCV valve clicking. Here, I'll show you guys what's going on in the cab. The only light we got on is low washer fluid and brake, naturally. That makes sense. 3/4 a tank of weird old gas. Sounds pretty good. Wait for the water or thermostat to open here. Starting to bubble. But there's what that crank pulley looks like, just for your reference. It's definitely a wobbler. Wait. But it's not that bad. It's definitely wobbling back and forth this way and not up and down. If you look at the bottom's perfect. I think that'll pass. Also, the light switch doesn't work. I couldn't get the lights to come on. I think it's running on all 6 though. It's running. Well, sitting for 5 years, it runs again. And it moves.
Uh-oh.
It's overflowing here. It's just, wait, it's gonna bubble till that thermostat opens. And then it's gonna...
I didn't know you had the cap on.
Yeah. Well, what I've done is I've done this before, closed the cap, and then I forgot when the thermostat opened, it was empty. Basically sucked it all into the block. That's all I'm waiting for. Ought to be getting close though. Want to turn it back? Want to turn it back on again? Look at that, we got lights. Yeah, leave them on so we can see the dash.
Yeah.
Oh, it's coming up the tap. You would think that thermostat would open. It should. Unless it is full. I mean, I added a lot of coolant to it, but that'd be weird. What's funny is, let's see if I can get this in here. So maybe it is full. I'll pressurize it. I mean, I had it bleeding for long enough. It could have back fed into the block. There, pressurized system. Is it blowing warm?
It's blowing warm.
It's blowing hot air. Nice. Does it? I don't know how mice didn't get inside that van. It amazes me. There's a big nest under here in the battery tray, but there's...
Lights on.
Yeah, because it's got blown brake line.
There's the high beams. Low
Huh? Lights all work.
The switch though, you what? I just move it. I don't even turn it.
Just finicky.
No, now it's working.
Oh, yeah, it's a little finicky. It's been sitting to a sticky. All right, well, hey, it works. That motor sounds good. It quieted right up.
Smoke's going away too.
Yeah, it's burning everything off. What are we doing for leaks? Nothing. If anything, just the trans, but I got that pan in there, and it wasn't that much. I want to look at the rear heater core lines back here. No, they look dry. Good. Try drive it up on ramps? Or just keep it from running away? It's got front brakes. Front brakes do work.
Here, now try your training again.
All right, here, hold the light. Here, get this stuff out of the seat. This note out of the way. All right.
Keep going. Okay.
See if it slips or if it wants to go up.
Don't stop. You can,
I just wanted to see if it would pull it instead of slip. So I wanted to make sure. And it seems to move under load.
Go ahead. Okay.
I think we're good. Doesn't clunk into gear or anything.
Good.
I think it's good. Put that pan, make sure that's up under the pan there. See what it catches overnight or if it stops leaking magically. How's this feel? Nice and warm?
Rev it up a little bit. I just want to watch this.
All right. $2,000. How's that look?
You watch it. Here, you watch it.
Don't put it higher than 3. Yeah. It smooths right out at speed. Oh, it's funny is you could see it on the camera kind of do the wobble. Perfect.
Good.
That damper's doing its job. Putting in overtime, put it that way. Yeah, you could see it a little bit on the camera at high speed. But yeah, that damper's... Yeah, you're funny playing tricks. So that damper's doing a lot of work there. But it looks...
Sounds good.
Seems fine. Well, 167,000 miles, it should last. I wanted to check that. How's that look? Here, you want to hold this up? I did fill it, and I don't hear it whining. Here, let's try bleed it.
Dude, that looks pretty dirty.
It's just, it was empty. It's just the bottom is just gunk on the thing. Yeah. Because a brand new power steering pump and it works. Oh, it's drinking it. I can hear it. It is hot in here. That drink fluid, I assume, sounded like it. No, not really. Probably just air bubbles in the system. Yeah, nice is right. Take this off. Set him over there for now. Keep it for now. At least try to drive it a little bit. I just put these on. These are the 4. I just put these 4 on it. They're used, but they're good ones.
And all your lugs tight and all that.
Yeah, but I gotta check them before I drive it. Get everything out from under the hood.
Trusted that night yet?
No.
Not with the headlights, I mean.
No. Oh, radiator works though.
Smoke's gone. That's
Yeah, it's boiling everything off.
Well, that and the paint's gonna burn off.
Well, it's engine paint. It shouldn't. But we're not leaking anywhere that I can tell. Oh, look, looks good. Huh. Hey, you want to try blinkers?
Blinking fast up here.
Got no blinker back here. How about right? No,
On.
no blinkers back here.
Brake light. You got running lights?
Yeah, I got running lights. I've only got... Oh, there's a brake light. I got a right in the center. Hit it. Hit the blinker again.
Good.
Yeah, no blinkers, and I got a right in the center brake light.
So you got a bulb or two burnt out. That's why it's blinking fast.
Well, it's just the secondaries. So the bottom ones are the blinkers, and then the tops are the brakes. That brake worked, and the center worked. This one didn't work, and neither blinker worked. How about reverse lights? Yep, got both reverse lights. And it looked like we had both front blinkers, so. Well, we got running lights, so that's a win, I guess.
Gauge is good. Tach's good.
Oh, and no license plate lights, as you can see. He's right there in the center. Nope. Got some work to do there.
Just change the bulbs.
Yeah. Wow. It sounds good.
Yeah, it's a lot quieter.
Yeah, it quieted right up. Oh, there's the rad fans. Both of them spinning. So that's good. Rad fans work. How we looking? Perfect. Half. Wow, because it's not bolted in, it's empty. Yeah, I got to do a brake line tomorrow. Whew. No way. Well, eggplant's alive, guys. Eggplant is alive and well. Will it restart? Fires right up. That sounds good. I wonder if it had low compression right there at the start, sticky valve or something, you know? Because it did sound like it, but now it sounds fine.
The lights,
Did it just wiggle the switch?
Once I turn it on, I just move it. I don't turn it.
Contacts are gummed up inside it or something.
Well, dash lights are on now, okay?
Well, I had to beat the heck out of the dash. All the 4 needles light up? Yeah, they're all lit up, so all the dash lights work.
No lights work.
Yeah. Nice.
Fader works.
Nice. Yeah, no check engine light or anything, so I think I got everything hooked in. It sounds fine.
Yeah, no, it sounds really good.
Yeah, that sounds good.
High beam light up in the dash works.
Yeah. And I know the engine light and everything worked because it was on when before I turned it
Your
on.
blinkers blink fast. That just tells me it's
Yeah, it's the rears for sure. The fronts seem to work. You want to hit the blinker? Yep. Yep. It's just the rears.
Huh?
It's just the rears. And sometimes it's the contacts and not the bulb. I'll take it off. We'll see. But it's running good.
Just unhook the battery for tonight too.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, I'd burn it down.
Well, yeah.
No.
Close to the house. Something, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I'm going to cut the recording. Let's get this hood on. just this rubber, and it'll suck down when it screws in.
Why aren't we going for a ride?
Because it's got no brakes.
God.
Yeah, see that's got to come down.
God.
I'm gonna have the brakes done tomorrow. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Yes.
And it goes in gear. It moves.
It was.
It was loud for a little bit, but it hasn't run in 5 years.
It sounds awesome.
Yeah, it sounds perfect. See if it starts one more time. Fires right up. Thing runs perfect. And that's a wrap. Will she run? Yes, she will after 5 years and a lot of work. Well, that's going to do it for whatever part we're on here of our 1997 Dodge Grand Caravan SE that we have named Eggplant. Will it run? Yes. Will it drive? At least 3 foot. It will drive at least 3 foot now. We got plenty more to do on this van to make it a reliable vehicle, including definitely some suspension work. We've got a brake line to do immediately tomorrow. We've got all those fancy interior electronics, as well as just general cleaning. And then we got to test it. We got to drive it. And then I know it needs another painted hood. It's got door dings, and we might try pull some of the, I see one in this door right here that looks like it'll pop out. We can try our hand at that. There's plenty more work to do, but we got the hard part done. Will it run after 5 years? I would say 2019. Yes, it will. And the van is 167,000 miles. Plenty of life left in her. The trans, I think it's got 173 from the unit that it came from at the yard. We'll leave it at that. So thank you guys for watching.